Hey, welcome to the channel, Josh Gordon Music. We're going to look at building a preset with your amplifier for the Line 6 Pod Go. We're using it in stomp mode. We're using it as a pedal board. Now, the whole point of this video, and I'd like you to watch the whole thing, but the point right now, I'm going to tell you, is if you're going to build a preset that you are going to use with a real amplifier, doesn't matter if it's tube or solid state, I recommend you do it this way. Actually plug your Pod Go into your amplifier and start designing and building. You can be using the the Line 6 editor, Pod Go Edit, of course. And do it this way, because I'll tell you, last night I was building this preset and I was using this here, this Koch Studio Tone amp, which has a recording out, which is basically everything that's going to hit the speaker. It's output like a load box with a cab simulation on it right into my interface, and I can shut the speaker off. There's an on-off switch. So I thought this would be great because I'm in a condo, and if you're like me, noise is an issue at certain times of the day. So I have my amp on here, and I'm using a Fender Hot Rod Deluxe. Volume's at 2. All the EQ dials, mid, treble, presence, bass, all that, they're at halfway point. And I have some reverb on. It's very... as flat as I can get it, because I'm going to be doing at a live situation. I want to have my preset built here, but I don't want to be tinkering with it. And you probably still will, because each room will sound different, but you can use your amp dials for further EQing and whatnot. But the key is build it this way, because I was not happy with the results I was getting doing it this way, using basically a load box. You're getting your amp, but it's not a real speaker simulation. You're not pushing real air. Didn't sound good, but I thought, well, when I put this into my Hot Rod Deluxe tomorrow, being today, it's probably going to be a different story. It's going to sound probably decent, and sure enough, it is. And this is a country preset, and I built this for a Dwight Yoakam tribute I'm in called International Heartache, and I've done this method before. I've used this Pod Go with my other country trio I play in, Dirt Road Highway, and that's a mix of country and rock, and and I've used this as a pedal board with the Hot Rod Deluxe, and I knew it was going to work. So this is what I've come up with for a Dwight Yoakam tribute, to kind of get a lot of those classic Pete Anderson style sounds, but also his later catalog, where there are some tunes with a little grit, a little dirt, with guitarist Eugene Edwards, this current guy. So let's hear it, and we'll walk through it, and I'll show you what I've done. Now, mind you, this is kind of just like a template, and it's a work in progress, because I'm still working on this. I'm not quite happy with the drive per se. So there is no download link for this preset. But if you want it, you can find my contact email on the channel. I believe it's in the About section, but I'll tell you, it's all one word, lowercase, joshgordonmusician@gmail.com. I'll gladly send you this file, but don't expect it to sound, what I'm getting here to sound on your end. It's going to sound the same. No, you're probably going to tweak it, but this is just kind of, like I said, a template for building. So let's hear it. This is the amp, clean, and with just the amp reverb, and then we'll go through what little effects and why I chose them to get this Dwight Yoakam guitar sound. Okay, pretty standard. So let's go. I'll put my pick down and let's go left to right. So noise gate I put on. Have a wah. Not going to use it for this. There is no wah in any Dwight songs that I've heard, at least that we're doing. So first, key block. Now I'm using 4 user blocks, and before we go through all of them, I have a compressor. I have an octave pedal, which I'm using to try and get a fake baritone guitar sound, because there is one song we do, Little Ways. There's a baritone guitar lick. I'm not buying a guitar just to play a few licks for one song, and then I'll only be stuck to that guitar for that song, because there are some other some chord stab things I can do. So having an octave effect is about as close as I can come to mimicking a baritone. So that's 2 blocks. I have a kinky boost, because that's going to be part of my dirt, but my dirt setup is not just a kinky boost. This is where the fun will happen, and you'll see. Then my 4th user block, I'm using a delay, and I have that set up in a way where I can get 2 different delay effects. So stick around. It's not going to be a super long video, but let's check it out. All right, so compressor, I'm using the Red Squeeze, the MXR Dynacomp. Does the job, just gives me a little, I have it, I think, set on the conservative side because I want a little bit of pop and sizzle. So there we have it. So now let's get to that juicy octave pedal. So in the past I would use, I think it was the bass octaver or whatever it was, which is really good, I think. But here's the new Boctaver, the Boss OC2 Octave that came with the 2.0 firmware update. So let's hear it. Now this will definitely sound better on clean. I'm not even going to put on my dirt because it'll sound like mud. But here's my fake baritone sound. Okay, oh, just flicked my pick. So that's my fake baritone. Now I am still getting a little bit of the high octave in there, but if I made it too low end, it gets too muddy, too boomy, too farty. So I'm pleased with this because it's just one song for a few little licks and a short little solo. This is going to do for me. Okay, so that's my one little trick. So let's get to the dirt. Let's put the dirt on. And we'll start here, and you'll see I have a combination of three things. All right, I like that. I'm probably going to keep that because I've been playing with it. But here, the dirt, I'm using one of my user blocks and two of the dedicated blocks, okay? Because I like to stack drives. I really don't like any of the drives on their own in the Pod Go or for any modeler, really. It's find it very hard to really mimic drives. I think it's hard compared to the real analog pedal. But you know, there are some good drives, like Horizon Drive is really good actually on its own, but I like to team that up with an amp drive. That's what I usually do. I usually put two drive blocks together or team it up with an amp. But because I'm running into an amp, I don't want the cabinet on, and I don't want a full amp block on. Now some people run that into an amp like that and they get good results, and again, maybe it's how they tweak stuff. It's the sound that they hear. If you like it, there's nothing wrong with it. But for me, because this is a country preset, I don't want it too heavy. So what did I do? I decided to change the amp block to a preamp. And I'm using the Line 6 litigator. And this is fairly clean. Like, I mean, you can see I had the drive up to 9.9. And yeah, like let me put it on its own without the kinky boost. And then I have the dedicated EQ block for some tone sculpting for the drive. So like on its own, better put the volume up. So that's not too bad, right? At least I don't think it's too bad. It's pretty pleasing, but it was a little shrill and whatnot. So you know, if you get this preset from me, you'll see all this stuff. So I added a kinky boost. So let's go here. Let's put that sucker on. And I have a little bit of drive on it. I have the boost on, but the brightness off because I already have plenty of brightness with this setup. So it got a little fatter, which is what I want, but I don't want it to be too overdriven. And then I'm using a 10-band graphic EQ. Let's put that on. To shave even more. I took a little high out, add a bump up a little bit of the 250 and 500 hertz, like the mid and the lower section, to get what I wanted there. So that's my drive trick. So I have that all on assigned to a foot switch here, so I can have my clean, or then I can have my drives. Okay, and I do have a lead boost, and that's we'll get to these other two here, but the lead boost is on the end. So anyways, that's, you know, solo boost. But let's get to the final piece here. Volume pedal here, delay. Okay, now I have the delay set up this way. So I've assigned foot switch C, which would be foot switch number 2, to turn the delay effect on and off. But then I've put another switch, that would be foot switch B, or number 6. This has controller assignments. I'll put the delay on. So it has controller assignments here to either toggle between a more flowing ambient delay or a quick slapback echo. So right now this is on the ambient one. So I'm going to turn the drive off so that you can hear the delay a little clearer. So let's hear the ambient. Okay, let's hear the slapback. What was that? Okay, sorry about the mistakes. This is not a guitar lesson. So I wanted you to hear it, but that's how I have my delay set up. And I still have an available foot switch. That would be D or foot switch 3 to control something else if I felt it was necessary. But this covers me, at least my needs and the songs that we're doing for this Dwight Yoakam tribute. So there you have it. That is my way of using the Pod Go into an amp and how I would design it. But the key, again, the key, as I said at the top of the video, use the amp. Even if it's super quiet, you know, if you can, try and carve some time out for yourself in a day where you're not bothering the family or your neighbors. If you're in an apartment, if you're in a house, different story, right? You can turn it up a bit, but use your amp, okay? Do it that way. I mean, you could certainly start using, you know, with headphones and using the computer, but again, it's not going to sound the same. I mean, you can start setting things up, but if you're going to use it in real situation, put it in the real situation. That's my advice. You know, like I wouldn't be building a preset for direct recording. I wouldn't be using the amp to design it. No, I'm going to be headphones on. It's like how I do most of my presets on this channel, you know, for you guys to use for direct recording or with an FRFR. I'm going to design it on the unit itself and put it right into the computer. I don't need an amp for that situation because that's not the situation it's going to be used in. So hopefully that's the takeaway. And again, if you like this preset template and you want it, contact me. I will gladly email it to you for nothing. Okay? But that's basically how I've done it. I like it, and I'm pretty happy with the sound. So guys, thanks for watching. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. If you're gonna, you know, if you want to criticize, that's not a problem. But you know, try and make it constructive. That would be nice. You know, we have plenty of negativity already in the world. Do we need some more on a small YouTube channel? Anyways, but and drop a comment if you have any ideas for anything else you'd like to see. So thank you for all the subs, all the new viewers, returning viewers. Take care. We got more and more and more Pod Go presets and things coming your way. Thanks to this new 2.0 update, we have a whole new bunch of doors have opened. Okay, so we'll catch you in the next video. Take care.